All right. So a new study. So to start with, a new study has proven that 86% of British people are liars.
Correct.
Can you guess what the study was about?
How many of our viewers are in Britain? Because I might need to be careful.
Too many.
I don't want to get banned. I do occasionally need to go there, but I'm going to say about their masturbatory habits.
Well, yes, that would be it. So I'm assuming you must have seen.
No, it's just a pure guess.
Oh, okay. 14% of British people masturbate during work hours, according to a new study.
Liars, it's 86%. They've flipped.
Which leaves the 86% who lie about.
Yeah. The other 86% do not admit it, but they do. So, yeah.
So, according to a survey conducted by Chemist for You, which interviewed 2,000 people, 14% of them admitted to partaking in some self-gratification at work. 22% of men.
At the porn star convention.
Only 7% of women.
Come on, ladies. It's okay. You can admit it. We know why you take longer in your toilet breaks.
So the study found that Brits earning between £35,000 and £45,000 were the most likely to masturbate at work. Meaning, if you want to date someone horny in Britain, make sure they earn between $35,000 and $45,000.
I think though it depends on the industry you work in. Because if you're like a bus driver, you probably don't have enough time.
You
Sorry,
do.
guys. A bit shaky on that one, but
Well, I don't. Did we ever tell you the time when Marcus almost caused a bus strike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Marcus, our friend Marcus. When we were on the bus, they used to stop, and there would be these toilets that the bus drivers had a secret door for, and they would just stop and leave the bus there, and the full bus full of people would just wait there. And Marcus one day decided to wet the seat of the bus driver, and when he came back, apparently he was really upset and was threatening to go on strike as a result. So Marcus had to write a letter of apology so that they didn't go on strike. But that bus driver could easily have been rubbing one off, and fundamentally Marcus could stop that guy from inappropriately masturbating at work,
or appropriately, depending how you look on it. Appropriate masturbation at work. Depending on your pay rate, I think there's like, okay, just go for a wank.
A psychologist and life coach told the outlet he believes workplaces should implement a masturbating policy to lift company morale. He said, I would expect a masturbation policy to result in more focus, less aggression, higher productivity, and more smiling.
More smiling.
Imagine you're hiring a workplace masturbation expert.
I mean, imagine they had an office communal fleshlight. There you go. You want to jerk off? Use the fleshlight. It's the company.
I don't have to imagine. I have many a workplace. I bring my own if they don't.
I've worked for you. I know what's going on. I know what you do in your company. Yeah.
But he says certainly taking a masturbation break for boredom or an escape would increase work focus. However, he insists this policy should have limitations, as employees shouldn't be encouraged to fantasize about their colleagues. Yeah. Now, imagine your company had a masturbation policy that allowed you to masturbate at work, but then you got fired because, not for masturbating, but because you masturbated thinking about a colleague.
Pictures of Linda from accounts up on the toilet. Not Linda from accounting. That doesn't happen, honest. It's an interesting one. Let's be honest. People working from home now a lot more in the last couple of years. People are doing all sorts of shit. So
there is no way that only 14% of people are masturbating at work now that people are working from home.
No way at all.
There's going to be so many people that are just sitting there enjoying themselves all day long.
I mean, you know,
work meetings.
As somebody who works from home, I'm just going to say, I think some of my colleagues might take part in such activities. Obviously, I do not on work hours. I only work very hard and diligently all day long.
Very hard, yes.
Yes, extremely hard sometimes, depending who's in the meeting. But
you're just like...
Sorry, I need to turn my camera off for 5 minutes.
Like,
I'll be back.
Yeah. What he said, exactly. I agree.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, who hasn't been in a meeting where they get bored as hell?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I definitely would not have ever have been house shopping in meetings because I had a meeting that was so boring every week that there was no purpose for me to be on. That every single week I would literally open one window with that and then go into the other window and then just look at houses.
Yeah.
That never happened.
No, because you were into porn websites.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. But
one of the benefits of not being employed at the moment is that I can say anything like that. And
yeah,
what are they going to do? Fire me again?
As someone who is employed, I just want to make sure it's known that I do not do that. I work very hard and diligently all day long.
As someone who is not, I absolutely did not work hard and diligently and did the absolute minimum. And yeah, I feel like there's nothing they can really do. So yeah, I did nothing for as much as possible. Worked every angle that could, did not work. And half the meetings I probably, especially when you get forced to go into meetings you shouldn't be on. I think that most people at work have meetings where they're like, there is no reason for me to be on this meeting. It's actually stopping me from doing work. It's not even in the company's benefit, but my boss is a moron who thinks that this is great for everyone and thinks that I want to hear about what the other people are doing, even though it has no relevance to me, couldn't care less. And their inside jokes are pretty lame, to be very honest. And the only time the jokes are fun is when you're insulting people like that, which never happens in those meetings. So, you know, yeah. And there definitely wouldn't be employees who send photos of what those kind of people are wearing to laugh about their outfits during the meeting. Not that I would have ever done that, because that would be wrong. It would be totally wrong to send your colleague a photo of your boss and take the piss out of the clothes that they are wearing on said meeting and both try to hide the fact that you're pissing yourself laughing. Even to the extent of going like this because you need to take a break and hide the fact that you laugh.
Yeah.
And it certainly wouldn't be a benefit to have a microphone like myself where you could just turn off the microphone so that no one hears it. And then when you do start pissing out laughing because you are messaging inappropriate jokes about said people. Yeah. Don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah.
Fairly recently in such a meeting.
You muted or am I muted or what is going on here? Oh, you know,
you turned
I
down
may or may not have isolated myself on my microphone. So therefore.
Okay, well, this is going to be a one-sided podcast.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, fairly recently in such a meeting like that, it was a little bit different because I was a little bit like, oh, for fuck's sake, why are you like, just shut up and we can end the meeting kind of thing. And I forgot my camera was on because I was in a different window, just like doing other stuff like you suggested. Because normally I have it covered up. So, but I'd forgotten I'd taken the cover off for the meeting. And then, everyone was like, why is Dave making all these faces? My microphone was muted, but every time someone's there, so then I came up with a great excuse. I was like, just in pain. I have a have a sore foot. They bought it, it was like a 5-cent excuse, but it worked.
Just in pain. My penis is bleeding from masturbating from the 8th time today. And
I mean, it was the 7th time, but it's fine. But just we got off track a little bit because office meetings or online meetings were brought up. But yeah, I think people are lying about how much they jerk off at work. That's all I'm saying on that one.
I would love to see a study of what percentage of people were masturbating at work pre-pandemic versus post-pandemic.
But post-pandemic, I think it's just part of a lot more people's day. And
let's face it, if you go into the toilet and masturbate, what can they do? Because even if they thought you did, even if they heard you and like you were definitely masturbating, you're going to go, well, were you listening to me on the toilet? I feel like you're the one who's inappropriate here.
And they'd be like, no, Dave, that was the conference room.
That was my office.
Fair and square. Okay, I can do what I want in there.
That was my office and my coffee that you finished in.
Yep.
But thank you for the extra sugar.
It's cool.
This expert did say introducing any form of sexual behavior to a workplace could be seen as a slippery slope, literally, that makes people think that other forms of sexual behavior, such as those linked to harassment, are more acceptable. So yes, you've got to avoid the slippery slopes when introducing masturbatory policies at work.
I mean, I don't think it needs to be like a masturbation break you have to sign up for. It's just like if you can do whatever you want in your breaks and toilet time.
Well, you know how they have all these hacky like competitions and workplace, like we're going to do walking, we're going to do marathons, we're going to take a day off for charity. Yeah. I reckon they should bring in like the workplace masturbation challenge.
All right.
We're going to raise awareness for people that can't get erectile dysfunction by competing as a workplace to see who can have the most milligrams per employee of jizz in their jizz container.
All right. Sounds interesting.
I want to get a job as like a workplace expert, motivator, whatever, who brings in the team challenge and team bonding. But taking team bonding to the next level.
This
do like
is a sample cup.
Do a full day of realistic like team building activities of like we're climbing ladders, we're doing trust falls, and then it gets to and now the team challenge. Last week, I had the team from trying to think of a random brand, Nokia here, and they were able to fill up 10 liters of jizz. Now I see a bunch of horny people out here, and I reckon you guys can do 11. Who's with me? And I'm going to start you off right now in front of everyone and then just stare them all down and be like, this one's for you.
I feel like there is potential lawsuits coming, but it's fine.
Not if you do it in some place where they sign up for it first and then you're...
True. It's a good point. Just make sure like no recording devices allowed in our team exercise.
Yeah. I mean, you're totally fine. As long as there's no recording devices, it's going to be the only hurdle in.
Yeah, because then it's their word. It's like 50 people's word against yours. Who are they going to believe?
Yeah, I mean, they're all lying. They all conspired to come against me.
I appreciate, and you see the teamwork that they developed. That's what the whole thing was about.
Yeah. See how successful I am? I brought you all together as a team.
Oh, what kind of genius is coming up with that?
Yeah. I hope no one steals it. That's like a whole massive business we've just come up with here.
Oh, if someone steals it, we're suing for sure.
Yeah. So. We're putting the copyright on this. Under Australian law, like if you if you can document it, which by doing this we've documented, that is our idea. So if anyone goes and steals it, we could sue.
I'd be very surprised.
No, it would be like a good movie where it's like 90 minutes into a 95-minute movie. It's just being about like this guy's struggle to bring a team together, and then out of nowhere, it's like, okay, now we're all gonna jizz in a cup.
I mean, I feel like if we were to do it, there would be movies made about us. But there you go. Maybe not.
I do feel like that my ultimate, like with YouTube, once I get to a level, I want to get to a level where like I can do these insane pranks, like with, like if I could get to a level where I had Patreon people paying enough, where I could hire everyone that I know, we all work on this, and we take like 3 months to make some like insanely elaborate thing like that. And where everyone thinks that like they've spent an entire week, and we do like an entire week where there's no breaking, there's nothing funny, nothing happens. And then out of nowhere, like these people get hit with just like they thought they were doing something, and then it's like, what the fuck just happened?
This will mean not a lot to some people, but this is the natural extension of Marcus the Motivator.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly.
Oh, it is. It's yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have some ideas around like I have, there's two angles that I kind of want to take it of where actually I can say one part of it. I want to actually set up an entire fake charity and have people employed by this charity who are really earning money, and they have no idea that 1 week into it, what they're doing is something not what they thought.
I mean, that sounds like it's achievable. I think we can do that.
Yeah, because by the time this comes out, it'll be fine. But anyway, that doesn't matter. No one can really steal it anyway. But so in my Papua New Guinea thing with the Tim Dillon stuff, he has a thing about fake business. So my whole idea is that let's take the next level. Why not just fake charity? I'm not going to explain what my fake charity is, but once we get into it, it'll be.
Sounds fun. I'm sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
Good times will be had.
Yeah. Well, on that note, what is your best excuse for cheating? Now we've had that as a thing before, but
yeah. Well, is this one of those like I was afraid of the ghosts in the room stories?
No. This one even ups at another ante.
Oh, okay, sweet. I'm gonna just try out something silly, like, you know, I was lonely, and this person offered me nice company, and then attacked me. There you go.
I mean, you can kind of say that. I mean, this guy, so a husband cheated on his wife and told her because her underwear is boring.
All right. Well, you know, that's not a good reason, to be honest with you.
Now, they've been married a long time, so you can understand why he got bored. They were married for a whole 2 months.
Wow, that's insane. But you know, he could have gone out there and purchased her some underwear. Be like, hey, guys, some underwear.
He could have, but she should have taken the initiative. And at the end of the day, she's in the wrong here, as we all agree.
I mean, did he want her to wear underwear with like the days of the week written on it, or like little pictures? What do you want?
It'd be funny if she was wearing like extravagant lingerie every week, and he's like, "This is boring. It's the same thing every week. I want white granny panties."
So boring. Your underwear is always clean.
I mean, there are people that definitely would have that issue.
Yeah.
So apparently their marriage was perfect according to her. They never had an issue. He never complained. Their intimacy was amazing, and he told her so very often. He even texted her when they're at work, all kinds of not safe for work stuff that made her blush in the office, which actually kind of highlights that actually none of that is true. And if he was sending her that, she probably wasn't reciprocating, and therefore... Obviously, this guy likes weird, crazy shit, and she hasn't done it. I'm just going to go out on a limb, knowing nothing about these people. I'm going to say,
within 2 months of marriage, to be like, you know what, your knickers aren't doing it for me. I'm gonna cheat on someone else who wears more exciting underwear. I mean, I don't know. I think you'd give it to 3 months. Maybe even go to 4 before you.
I don't know. I think 2 months is a long time to wait. You know, sometimes you just want to see a G-string, and if you, it's been 2 months, you're like, God damn it, bitch, where is the G-string?
Every day he gets home from work going, I hope she's got the G-string on today. And every day he's fucking disappointed. He's like, no, I can't do it anymore. It's been 60 fucking days.
Every day he gets home, like, rips her pants off, and she's like, wow, he's so excited to see me. And then he sees it and he's like, oh, I messaged you to wear a G-string.
But also I wonder, was like the neighbor, like they're hanging out their laundry outside and he sees that their underwear is like exciting. Maybe the couple next door are two ladies and they're both hanging out like their exciting lingerie or underwear of some kind, and he's just jealous. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I honestly think I would give it 3 months and then be like, you need to get yourself down to the lingerie shop.
Or what she could have done is she could have bought used panties for him online and being a trooper.
There's options. Exactly. Yeah. You know,
ultimately it's all her fault. But anyway, so she went home early after lunch one day, found her husband with another woman in their bed. She started running away in shock, and he couldn't really leave the apartment before putting his clothes on, enough time for me to take the elevator alone. He's been calling and texting me all weekend. I'm at my brother's. My brother and sister-in-law don't know the details, just that my husband was cheating. This morning, my husband came knocking. He begged audience and asked my brother to let him speak to me. My brother asked me if I wanted to kick my husband out, but I told him that now I wasn't in total shock anymore. Maybe I should just hear him out. My brother and my nephew left for a brunch. Excited for those details. My husband looked like he'd been crying the whole weekend and wanted to hug me. I told him to stay on his side of the kitchen island and not to come nearer or I would scream. Too many details.
It's a lot.
Get the underwear, get off the other side of the kitchen, and don't tell us that. Otherwise, we fall into his side even more. He started first with a half apology and later explained why he was cheating on me. I never made effort for him. So when you say it's because of the underwear, maybe there are other aspects of this. I'm always wearing comfortable underwear and never the naughty type. That's a turnoff for him. He felt like I didn't really care. I was stunned and didn't understand what he meant. Why didn't you tell me? Why not try to buy me lingerie like many men did their wives? He said he didn't want to offend me by suggesting that my underwear were dull, boring, and a turnoff. I mean, it's pretty right. Like, you don't want to offend your wife, so just cheat on her.
I mean, yeah, you know, what's better? Have her be slightly offended for a few minutes or sleep with somebody else in her bed?
We all know. Sleep with someone else. So what is...
third option for so many people?
Is buy a hooker.
I was cold.
Well, I mean, the third option would be to sleep with someone else in a hotel because, you know, if you sleep in the same bed, if you don't wash the sheets, it's kind of like generally people notice that it smells like another woman in here.
I mean, there may be hints left behind, yeah.
Or there's like a wet patch and she's like, why is there a wet patch? You never made me squirt before.
Why is there another woman in the bed? Oh, she's joining the marriage.
Why are there G-strings? I don't wear G-strings. You know that. I only wear boring panties.
Maybe he wanted to wear the underwear, but he wasn't into the comfy ones. He wanted the sexy ones himself.
Well, there we go. If at the end of the day, I think it's the woman's responsibility to understand that your husband may want to wear your panties and he doesn't want to wear your dull, boring panties. He wants to wear exciting ones. So any woman whose husband cheats on them, it's basically her fault for not wearing the appropriate panties that he could wear.
I mean...
The logic is sound.
I mean, I'm just going to distance myself from that statement, but yeah.
See, she says, so it was basically my fault that you cheated. He didn't say no, just looked at me crying his eyes out. I tried to remember what the girl was wearing. I couldn't remember because my eyes went blurry the second I saw them. There you go. No attention to detail ever.
Pretty sure she was naked at the time. And... yeah, well, anyway. So.
He asked me what I wanted to do that we could fix this. He asked me if I wanted to know more about the woman in my bed. She meant nothing. I interrupted him immediately and told him that I was good. Now, again, she's being a bit impolite. Clearly, this guy gets off on the details. If your husband is cheating on you because your panties are boring, he wants to discuss in detail about the other woman, and I think that it's only fair that you entertain him and you do what's right, and you let him talk about the other woman and what she does.
I'm gonna throw a counter argument here because so not so much to have the details out there and everything, but there was one time I was talking to a girlfriend I had about
the woman you were cheating on her with.
No, about a woman I had been with about 16 years beforehand and hadn't seen since. We were discussing a certain topic, and she got really upset with the fact that I had been with another woman 16 years beforehand.
You should have, you cheating bastard.
I think that was the beginning of the end, to be quite honest. And like, I don't know, 5 years later, you know, still going strong. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, she did wear better panties, so you just gotta be,
you just gotta be careful.
Like,
sometimes you give the information
were.
And it doesn't lead where you think it's gonna go. So you gotta
look, honey. I was dating this girl 16 years ago. She wore sexy underwear. Your panties are boring. I'm bored.
She's like, I don't wear underwear. Like, oh yeah. Anyway.
He is left now. I don't know what to feel. I never knew underwear were this big deal in a relationship. I love cotton, neutral colors, mostly CK basic. Well, there you go. You're a basic bitch.
I guarantee that just from the details here, I guarantee this dude's underwear is the kind that has like multiple holes in it. It's like worn out from like farts and is just disgusting. So yeah, I think the other side of the coin here is what about his underwear? So
I think she's boring, and I think that she doesn't seem to learn that you don't go into ridiculous details in a story and then don't go into ridiculous details in your sex life. If you're going to document the type of colors and cotton and fabric of your underwear, maybe you should be going into that level of detail in your sex scenes.
I think that's a valid point, to be honest. Yeah.
There's an entire paragraph about like, I love my body, I comfortable underwears, I work out 1 to 2 hours a day, I'm confident in my own skin, I have big breasts. How could he say that I wasn't satisfied with our intimacy and we're intimate at least 4 times a week? It was all a lie. When he said that I drove him crazy and I could turn him on with one look at him, I will never understand men. He gave me a false sense of confidence. And why did I catch them now? Couldn't I just 2 months ago. Now I need to find lawyers and start a process that will take 2 years of my life at least.
I mean, you can just be like, fuck you, pal, see you later. And not worry about it and just get through the 2 years, not a long time. So just let it happen in the background. Go buy some good underwear. So.
I think the moral of the story, which you haven't learned, is to buy better underwear.
Is she trying to promote herself in that last couple paragraphs? Like, I have a great body, I work out, it'd
be funny, this. There's like all these weird sex stories that happen to be posted by women that have an OnlyFans and happen to then be promoting their OnlyFans. It'd be funny if this story was just, by the way, I just bought sexy lingerie, you should watch it at my OnlyFans. Or her OnlyFans is like boring underwear girl, and all of her OnlyFans pictures are her in boring underwear.
I would love to see the husband's reaction to that. That would be hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's it's very true that you do find these stories sometimes, and then you're like, wait a minute, this is just a crazy advert for this lady's OnlyFans or whatever. She's her used underwear store.
The amount of wild sexual stories. I'm dating my brother. You can watch it on my OnlyFans. He's
a different race to me, but still, he's my brother.
Well, the amount where it's like, there's a 70-year age gap. Oh, and by the way, we're on OnlyFans. I let my mother watch. By the way, it's on OnlyFans.
True. Yeah.
All right. Well, how many people do you think should win a 1 in 40 million odds lottery before it becomes suspicious?
1 in 40 million are your odds. I'm going to say if more than 3 people win it, it's suspicious. So
what if 433 people did?
I'm going to say that might be a little bit suspicious.
And the wilder part of this story is that it actually makes sense how this happened, and it's actually kind of believable that 433 people did, in fact, win the grand prize of a lottery that was 1 in 40 million. So this is a big story in the Philippines, and they're looking into how this could have happened. 433 people won the lottery with and they'll the prize money is $4 million or 236 million Philippine pesos. And the data analyst said that the odds of any individual getting the 6 winning digits out of 55 was 0.000003%, or 1 in 40 million.
Wow.
Now what happened was that the winning number was 091827364554. And one idiot won it twice.
I mean, that's great. How in hell did those numbers specifically come up? Like, it's just a multiplication table.
So they each got $9,240 each instead of out of the 4 million, because there was 433 of them.
I mean, in the Philippines, that's a pretty good year. I mean, you're going to be able to buy a lot of stuff, but you would have been sitting thinking, holy shit, I just won $4 million. My life has completely changed.
Yes.
Now, not so much. Now you're just buying used underwear online for.
Well, someone won 20 grand because they bought 2.
Wow. And that's a great tactic for lottery tickets. Just pick a multiplication table, go with it. 7, 14, 21, etc.
It's actually a lesson to most people that don't do this. You're actually an idiot if you pick synchronized numbers in order, or whatever, numbers that other people are likely to pick. You're actually an idiot because more likely other people will pick that, and you're actually better to pick completely random numbers because there's less likely that someone else would pick it.
True. Actually, funny lottery story that happened in my life. My parents played the lottery at one point last year, and they won. They hit the number below the jackpot. So it was 5 numbers plus a bonus number. The week before, the prize for that amount was €1 million. The week after, it was like 300,000. It was like fluctuating rapidly. The jackpot itself at this stage was like 19 million euros. So they were one number away from that, but they had the bonus number. But so many people won the week they got the 5 plus the bonus that my folks got it, that the prize ended up being like 500 euros. They were like, fucking week earlier, it was $1 million. So they were kind of pissed at that. But what they had done was picked like birthdays. So obviously there was like so many people playing the same birthdays, like someone on the 25th, someone on the 14th, and so on. And yeah, so that is not a good tactic either for choosing your lottery numbers if you've got 5 or 6 people in your family. Other people out there doing it too. Yeah,
I mean, you come to this podcast for some laughs, but you get some genuine lottery strategy.
Genuine how not to win the lottery strategy. If you need a strategy to not win the lottery, we're your guys.
They are actually investigating how this could have possibly happened in the Philippines. But yeah, it's you never hear of 433 people winning the same lottery.
Isn't there a Jim Carrey movie where he makes everyone win the lottery? Everyone who prays to win the lottery wins the lottery or something, or is one of the Bruce Almighty films, I think, something like that.
But then, yeah, again, that defeats the purpose of.
Yeah, everyone won, and everyone won like a few $100 or something instead of like millions. But this has come true. It's real life. Movies are becoming real life now in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. I mean, look. I feel
just
so sorry for the
Star Wars comes true in the Philippines now.
Well.
I was trying to think of a wacky movie, and then one that wasn't offensive, and then one that, yeah.
But imagine you're in the Philippines. You're like, I'm going to play the lottery. You're hoping that your numbers come in. You're going to, like, it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's going to change your life. And then, like, I presume a few days later, you find out, oh shit, 400 something other people played the same numbers and 10 grand, not fucking 4 million.
Like, I mean, you'd still be happy, but it's still, yeah.
You'd still be like, this is great. I have 10 grand. The hookers are going to be immense. But then you're like, but what could I have done with 4 million? Like,
yeah,
you know.
It would just enrage you. Like, you would just be pissed off the whole time. Well, I have one with my grandparents where they, so they called everyone saying they'd won the lottery, and they thought that they'd won the lottery. But what they'd done was that the week before they'd written down the winning numbers. And then they'd looked at then they'd written down the winning numbers again, and they looked at the wrong numbers and thought that the winning numbers from the week before is what they'd played and that they'd won. And then, yeah, they fucked it all up.
So many dreams just squashed by stupid lottery numbers not being the right ones.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun, if they started calling people and telling them, go fuck yourself. And then it's
like, is that my boss? Fuck you.
And then with no context. And then the next day they turn up to work and be like, that wasn't me. I definitely did not.
No, that was my stalker who always calls people and sounds exactly like me. Damn it.
Well, on that note, if a random woman were to turn up at your house and say she was your fiancée, would your staff let her in?
Well, they're under strict instructions to only let in really good-looking people, so it depends how hot she was. If she was like a 6 or higher, she'd probably get in. So.
Well, this is another story of the royal family being very relatable. Prince Andrew's security staff were so terrified of him that they let a Spanish woman pretending to be his fiancée into the Royal Lodge grounds because they didn't want to upset him by asking if he was expecting a guest.
I mean, I think with Andrew, you probably have to assume if she's under a certain age, she is expected.
Well, this woman was in her 40s, so...
Well, not expected. You should know that and not let her in. No. I would say if she was under 20, there's a good chance he'll be okay with it, but younger the better as far as Andrew is concerned. So, yeah, dodgy.
So, speaking... protection expert Philip Grindle claims security staff did not want to upset the Duke of York and were terrified of asking him if anyone is turning up. Speaking at an international expo, he said that Andrew was a pain in the ass and for anyone who worked with him and an unpleasant character. He said that because staff did not want to upset him by asking if he was expecting guests, no one quizzed the woman, believing her tale and let her through the gate. Someone else who was a former protection officer who spoke separately said upon hearing staff were terrified, it became obvious to him they were in the same position as 20 years ago under the Prince, where he was frightened to question unidentified female visitors as the Duke of York would end up abusing us for doing so. So basically the princes and now king were so that the staff hated them so much or they treated their staff so bad that they there was a random woman who rocked up. They just had to let them in because
I mean, if you treat your staff shitty and they're afraid of you and you're a bit of a pervert, they're not going to know if you've ordered some lady off the internet or something. And like,
would you say from experience?
I mean, as a royalty person myself, all my staff know though that it's fine. He's just got something off the internet there. So
only if she is not wearing boring underwear.
Of course. I mean they might have to check. Be like, need to see your underwear before you entry into the palace.
Imagine that was like their secret way to let people in. And it's like, what kind of underwear are you wearing? And they knew if she didn't say, I'm wearing sexy lingerie or I'm wearing a mistress outfit, I'm wearing I'm wearing a Japanese maid costume underneath this. If she didn't say that, then if she was just like, I'm wearing a boring old cotton CK briefs, then
CK
get out
basics of here. In basic white.
Neutral colors.
Yeah.
And not a skid mark to be seen on those panties. But him to indulge in his dirty underwear play.
If you were really his fiancée, you'd know that's not what he's into. Get out of here.
If you were really his fiancée, you would know that he would want 3 days unworn, unwashed. I'm sorry, 3 days worn, unwashed, slightly skid stained, little bit of pee.
Oh, Prince Andrew. What a character.
But no, you are clearly an intruder.
Yeah.
The world's loneliest home has sold after a buyer met the weird condition for it.
Oh,
Do you know? Can you guess what the condition was?
no, but I'm disappointed. I want to own the loneliest home. Tell me more.
It's in Duck Ledges Island in Woho Bay in Maine, in the US, and is a short boat ride to the nearest town.
Sweet. I like
The
it.
only neighbors are seals, who often find refuge and relaxation on the shores. There's no running water or electricity.
Perfect. Yeah, it sounds great. With the weird stipulation for buying the place, I don't know. Maybe that
You have to wear sexy lingerie to.
I was going to say you're three college chicks who have to go around the house all the time and ignore the camera-looking things that are not cameras. No. Or is that just the video I have in my head? I don't know.
Well, yeah, this guy says that to qualify as a buyer, you've got to stay. So you've got to live in it, even though there's no water or electricity.
I mean, if you're going to buy a house, you would probably spend some time in it.
Well, also, you've got to convince him that you're going to live in it.
I feel like this guy's a fucking idiot because once I buy the house, I can do whatever the fuck I want. So fuck you. So I'll tell him, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to live there. I'm going to have parties. It's going to be fucking great. And then as soon as the deed is signed, I'm like, fuck you, pal. I'm never going to enter that house. I'm not falling for your shit.
Well, he would have caught you because he said the decision's going to come from the gut. When it's right, it's right. I feel it and they'll feel it. So he's going to know.
Is he selling a house or trying to find a soulmate? I don't know.
Why not both?
He's like, I'm not selling you the house. No. It's got no electricity, no running water, and you're clearly a serial killer looking for your next victim. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, but no, I mean, just sell the house. Stop being a dick. That's my advice to this dude. Just sell it for money, not for, are you going to live in the house? Also, why does he want people to like stay in the house? What's his deal?
It doesn't say, sadly.
What a fucking weirdo.
It means more to people that you stay in the house when you sold it. He wants you to take a shit where he took a shit.
I mean, there's other ways to make that happen, but it's what you've got to do. You've got to do. You remember the movie Home Alone? And the kid is
Never
like,
heard of it.
Well, it's a very popular movie in some places. Around this time of year, it starts getting shown on TV consistently for 3 months. But the kid has a phone.
Apparently, they made a sequel.
They might do a sequel at some point, I think. Yeah. But he has a cardboard.
They remade it
back
shot
and forth,
for shot.
Makes it look like
recently.
There's a party. That's what we do. We just make it look like there's someone there at the house. I feel like it's possible. Just to fuck this one guy over, buy the house and not live there, but make it look like we're living there.
Yeah, but once you're in it, who cares? You just need to make him believe.
I feel like this guy's going to be looking out at the house with an old school telescope thing, and he's going to be like, "You're not using the house I sold you." It's going to be a nightmare. There's going to be a movie made about this at some point. So,
yeah, but then just hang up the phone, get a new phone, or just sell it to someone else. Who cares?
He's going to be waiting for you when you take your boat to the town. You'll get back from town, the boat will be sunk. Like, oh no, what'll I do? I can't get home.
What if his stipulation was you can only buy it if you commit to wearing sexy lingerie every day? And then
While
every day
masturbating
he's
at work.
like, I saw your pants roll down a little bit and I could see that you were wearing neutral colored, boring underwear. It's not part of our agreement.
Yeah.
Well, you've committed to finally, and this is going to take us a while to get through, but you've committed that you're going to follow in the chess grandmasters, and you're going to start doing the podcast now to cheat, to make yourself more interesting, to be a better podcaster. So you're going to wear a remote controlled dildo in your ass for someone else to program it and send signals to you throughout the podcast in future?
I mean, you're talking like this is something I haven't been doing from the very start. I don't know why. I mean, come on, that's just how you podcast. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how that helps you cheat at chess, but there you go.
Well, it's a massive scandal in the chess world because a 19-year-old chess grandmaster defeated the 5-time world chess champion. And it's believed that he did so by wearing a butt plug that was remote controlled. And the idea is that someone else is watching and they're programming the moves into a computer. And then they're sending him the best moves to make via vibrations in the butt plug, which he is then reading. And this is kind of like the argument against steroids of like, you know, if you're willing to like destroy your body permanently with steroids to be a better player, I feel like you should. In the same way that if you're willing and able to receive signals via a butt plug whilst playing chess, I feel like you deserve to win. Like, there's a level where it's no longer cheating and it's actually just insanely intelligent.
I think it's an interesting one, but I don't think this is precisely what Morse code was invented for.
Actually, I think it was. Mr. Morse was sitting there playing with his butt plug, wishing that his partner could be behind him. See, what you don't understand about Morse code is that it was actually invented by Mr. Morse when he was tied to a bed and he couldn't hear. So what he wanted was, because his partner had put things over his ears so he wouldn't hear because it was part of their control, but he still wanted his partner to be able to send him messages. And they were gay at the time, not really relevant to the story, but, you know, back then it was frowned upon a lot when Morse code was invented. And anyway, so he was tied to the bed, spread-eagled, and his partner was shoving the butt plug up his ass. And he was there one day, and after he just ejaculated immensely, he thought, you know, it'd be good if my partner could do this to me, but also send me messages. And that's how Morse code was born.
There you go. You see, you learn something new every single episode of the show.
Sometimes it's how to play the lottery. Sometimes it's how Morse code was invented.
Yeah. You know, it's good times. I mean, it's an educational podcast. I mean, that's what we do here.
Factual, honest.
Yeah.
And it's butt plug enhanced. We're the only podcast that openly says we are butt plug enhanced. We both have controllers in remote locations who are programming us and telling us what to say. Like, I think it's only fair. Sometimes we think we're going to say and we say the, and, you know, it's because the butt plug was hit in the wrong direction.
Which takes us back to the story. What if that happens? What if it's in the wrong...
Yeah, what if
wrong orientation, and then it's like,
up?
Fuck, I moved the bishop in the wrong way. Oh well.
Or what if, like, I don't know. I feel like you would have had a butt plug and be sent codes to understand this. But like, what if you get too comfortable, or what if you get numb, or whatever, and like you don't notice or you misread the butt plug play.
Yeah, you misread it. Then you're just orgasming over a chess table for no reason. You know. Also,
like, since it wasn't like the butt plug fell out of his leg, like, spoiler alert, that didn't happen. How did we jump to that's what caused it?
What I hope happened is somebody else who was watching saw someone like with the controller thing and was like, what's that? It's like, oh, this is a butt plug controller. Turn it on, it vibrates. When you turn it off, it stops. It's like, what are you using that for? Sending a message to the nothing, just playing with it. It's fine.
Well, this just made me think of, now there was that massive scandal in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? Yeah. In the UK, where the guy, and they made a show about it and everything, and there was the cough. And him being a complete moron at one point even said that is definitely not the right answer. And then there was a cough or something to the effect of like he specifically said that's the wrong answer. And then somehow went with that. And then like it was kind of pretty obvious that like something was going on. And then they noticed the coughs and whatever. But has anyone thought, hey, why don't we go? Who wants to be a millionaire? You wear a butt plug. I'm going to listen in and I'm going to send you the correct answers. And perhaps it's already happened. Imagine you won $1 million or £1 million and you had a butt plug in and you got the thing and you won. And you're sitting there like 5 years later, and then this massive chess scandal breaks out, and you're like, holy shit, they're onto us. I would just love it if there's someone out there worried that they're going to get caught now because of this.
Basically, anyone who's won a quiz show type thing for the last 20 years needs to be investigated for this.
There needs to be people looking at the anal cavity of everyone who's won a major prize on a quiz show to see if they've experienced butt plug play so that they can be eliminated from questioning as to whether they did in fact cheat by a butt plug.
You know, I think we're cracking a case right here. It's the scandal of all scandals on TV quiz shows.
Imagine we did stumble onto like, okay, there was a show where I'm going to go out on a limb and say The Bachelor. The Bachelor was won due to rigged butt plug play.
Every time I watch a quiz show now, I'm going to be like, they've got a butt plug.
How do you get that question? There is no way that guy knew that answer. There is a butt plug in there.
There's no way that fucking dude knew about astrophysics. No way. No way in hell. So
that wasn't a guess. That was butt plug play.
Yeah.
Well, he's the guy that he beat posted on Twitter saying that he can't talk. And the guy won $350,000. But he wouldn't accuse the guy of it, but he did basically say that he can't talk about it, which effectively is accusing of it. So it says, given the careful measures taken before chess games to ensure no unfair play takes place, it's unlikely that the guy could have gotten away with playing dirty. Players are thoroughly inspected, going as far as checking that there's no suspicious activity in their chewing of gum. So they check that. Huh?
There wasn't. He's chewing gum perfectly normally.
Except for when it started buzzing, and then he
had to bite down a bit harder there.
The chewing gum helped him not to ejaculate from the sensations of the.
If it works, it works.
Imagine like he started to get turned on by the intense feelings of the butt plug play and had to try to send to his partner wherever they are signals to say to stop it or I'm going to ejaculate.
He'd just be like, I'm so excited because I'm winning the chess game. That's all. That's all it is. Chess turns me on.
So this guy did in fact cheat previously, admit to cheating previously online as a 12-year-old and admitted to getting help from his friends while playing online. In saying he did it to grow his Twitch following.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't understand where it says that or why they even think that, like why it went to, therefore he has a butt plug.
Yeah, who came up with who figured it out? That's the thing.
First of all, someone should be doing a chess porn parody with anal beads. And if someone isn't,
working on it, but, you know.
So he had to get body scan searched thoroughly for the next tournament, including they actually have a picture of him doing a wand over his ass to check.
All right. Well, that's quite a thing.
So there's a 72-page document from chess.com that accuses the guy of, so it says it found it likely he cheated over 100 times in his online professional career.
Wow.
But yeah, there's nothing that says exactly why. It says chess fans on Reddit joked about the official whipping out latex gloves and taking him to the back room for a more intimate search.
All right, some people were just crossing the line with that one.
Yeah, what intense athletics. I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah,
if he was able to do that, I mean, good luck to him. I say, if you can win a chess match from anal beads, you deserve it.
I think, I think so. I think, you know, maybe he could petition for it to be part of the rules. You're allowed to wear your anal beads. Because yeah, you know, sooner or later people find innovative ways to cheat, and I think this is an interesting way, no matter what the game is. I
say that it's time that football or soccer brings in anal beads for penalties, so that they can send to the goalie to say, he's going left, he's going right, have a team out there.
Well, this is a tactic that I'm going to investigate for using at the Monopoly World Championships next year.
I'm just going to investigate using it for personal use.
Yeah, that's for Saturday nights, you know, Sunday nights. It's all good.
Playing chess against the computer, sending myself vibrations.
On easy mode.
Yeah. Playing at the local park against 92-year-olds.
No, what you want to do is go to the casino and be playing roulette and choose let someone else choose the number by using the anal bead system. Actually, this is something that we could probably, you know, where everyone's going online, like you want a second business, you can just have it as selling courses. This is the course: how to use anal beads to win stuff.
How to win the lottery with anal beads. My personal journey. I feel like that should be his biography, is how I won a chess tournament with anal beads.
Yeah. I mean, you know, people really do come up with some creative ideas for how to cheat the system, no matter what they're doing. This is impressive. I mean, some days he was just sitting there and he's just, you know how I could cheat at this game? Having anal beads inside me the whole time. It's like, you just want that for cheating, right? Yeah, just for cheating at the game. That's all.
Or imagine most likely he's probably cheating in another way if they're saying he's cheating, like whatever. So he's probably there. I mean, I don't understand how they say definitely he's cheating, but obviously chess experts say he's cheating, and then they've thrown up the idea that it's through anal beads. But most likely that means that he's cheated through another method. And then now all these people are like, he's cheating through anal beads. And then he's like, God damn it, that's not how I'm cheating. I'm actually doing whatever. And then
the anal beads were just for fun. The actual cheating is another way. Yeah.
My mistress, my dominatrix made me wear the anal beads. I'm actually just cheating through, I don't know, something in my shoe or whatever.
It would be funny. It would be really funny if the anal beads were just a thing for, you know, his he was just enjoying himself and he was just really good at chess and he just won because he's good at it. And everyone was like, and then when he's called out on it because they heard the vibrations or something, he's like, yeah, I did it because of the cheating. That's why.
Or it's like, yeah, he's like, he sees this dominatrix who made him wear it. And then it's like, yeah, he's just really good at chess, but he has to wear his thing or his Bindom dominatrix is going to make him pay extra money.
Yeah. So, you know, he, I think we cracked it. I think that's it. I think that's what's happened.
Yeah. I think we can officially say he's innocent. He's just a poor Findom sub who is stuck in a relationship with a dominatrix who's going to drain his wallet if he doesn't wear the anal beads.
It's obvious when you think about it.
Yeah. Because he wears boring underwear.
Yeah, for sure. So.
Well, we've solved many a problem on today's episode.
I mean, it's been educational and, you know, also we've proven ourselves as detectives. So, you know, it's been good times. I enjoyed it.
The world will never be the same. And
sure,
we've also managed to get through the entire episode without needing to recharge. So
that's true. That's true. But you know, it's just how it goes. Sometimes you start with a full charge. If you only started with a half charge because you were busy last night,
and then you get halfway through an episode and you're like, I don't know what to say.
Listen, that's enough about last week's show. All right. We had our issues, technically.
Yes, that's why we've missed a couple of episodes. There's been 2 episodes we've missed, and they were due to malfunctions. Not gonna lie, we filmed half the episode, but we ran out of battery power and we had to stop.
I love that. There'll be people who just tune in and we're like, what are they talking about? They ran out of battery power. That happens. Don't worry, dudes. Oh, no. Well, we're not there.
Not when it's to my battery powered dildo that,
Yeah. Exactly.
And I can't just use an emergency. I need my specific molded one.
Indeed. Of course. Why? There's no substitute. There is no substitute. By the way, if you want to get into podcasting, we're doing a course how to get into podcasting.
How to use anal beads to grow your podcast.
Specific genres are especially helpful, but yeah, good times. You know, I like the flow we're getting into, where we always have a nice story about the princes and the royal family to fall back on.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're such a relatable family that
they are. Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, it's been a good one. I will let you get back to your anal beads and your activities.
Yeah, I'm running out of battery. I need to end.
Exactly. It's power is low. But,
yeah, I wasn't sure whether I was getting a message or I was getting the power is low vibrations. And I'm pretty sure at this point, either they want me to just scream aggressively or the power is low.
Indeed. Anyway, we better let you go in that case. But I'll catch you next week, man. And have a good week.
Bon voyage.